I'm feeling good.
If the skin tones were reversed, see, this is why y'all don't want history taught, because y'all don't learn from it. What's happening is the skin tones reversed, because historically, we have always been on the receiving end of unnecessary aggression that cost us our lives. Lost our lives when we're unarmed and our hands are up. We've lost our lives when our back is turned. We've lost our lives when we are face down in the street in handcuffs. We've lost our lives when we rang the wrong doorbell. We've lost our lives when we were the ones being stalked. We lost our lives when we woke up shocked to a no-knock warrant. We lost our lives when we had the nerve to have self-defense to an illegal search warrant. We've even lost our lives when we rebuked the devil in the name of Jesus. But now, because it happened to somebody you claim to care about, it is you who is acting differently because the skin tones have changed. I get it. Somebody did something wrong, but you don't feel like they deserve to lose their life, right? Welcome to the Black Experience.
The table's about to turn. Ain't no stopping till it.
Or maybe should I bring up the fact that black society at 13% are responsible for over 50% of the murders in America? I don't really know, but I checked the numbers, right? I checked the numbers. And I'm not a stat guy. Sometimes I look at statistics, it make it look bad, like 13%, 50%. It sounds bad. It does. It does sound bad. Like when somebody say, we 13% of the population, but commit 50% of the unalive. It sounds bad and it do, and I can give you that. But when I look at the numbers of just overall, how many black people in America? Some people say 48, some people say 44. I'm gonna lean towards 48 million, okay? There are 48 million black people in America. We count 13%, and you say we count for 50% of the unalivers in America, right? Only 6,400 out of 48 million are committing crimes. That's 0.00013333333. 0.000133333 of the population, of the black population. Meaning there are still 48 million black people that's not committing murder. I want you to think about that. There are 48 million black people in America that's not committing that. I want you to think about that. So there are 48 million good Negroes out here that ain't unalive nobody or nothing. And out of that 6,400 that's committing crimes or whatever, let's cut that just a little bit. Cause most people that do the unalive, they might knock out 2 or 3 people at the same time. So we can cut that down to maybe about 5,000. I give you 5,500. But still, I'm gonna stick with 6,400 because it's gonna make it sound good. Then you know what's even crazy, like I said in my last video? And it's even less than that when you include the black people who was wrongly arrested and convicted. Keep in mind, white man, black men are over 60% to be exonerated for a crime they did not commit. So we the highest going to prison, and we the highest getting exonerated.
Boy, they mad at me for calling Karmelo a hero, for calling himself a hero, for defending himself and defending him property. I defended the rights of this country, my brother. The Constitution, in case you forgot about it, the laws of this country, the freedoms that you have. Freedom ain't free. Freedom ain't free. I'm more ready for a purge than you and yours. Karmelo was ready for the purge too. So the purge is coming. I've been to the DMZ. I've been there. I've been there. I've been there. I've been overseas. I'm trained for this. What about you, my brother? My kids trained for this. Leave people alone. And when people exercise their rights, people like you get upset. United States Army veteran of the 90s, got out in the 2000s. Service connected. Veteran. Fought for the right to everybody in this country. The law is the law. You put your hands on somebody, you put your hands on somebody's property, you get whatever coming to you. And that's that.
Triggering part about this whole entire Austin Metcalf and Karmelo Anthony situation is how a lot of white people want Karmelo to be found guilty so bad, and they refuse to acknowledge his right to defend himself how he feels fit and legitimately demonizing this black kid, but be the same people who advocated for Kyle Rittenhouse to be found not guilty, in which he was found not guilty for damn near committing a mass unaliving with a high-powered rifle, again, acting in a form of authority that nobody asked him to, he wasn't officially a part of, for a city in a state he didn't even live in. Y'all let George Zimmerman go on the grounds of self-defense and stand your ground when he was the one that provoked Trayvon Martin. Those are the things that really pissed me off about this. The blatant racism, manipulation, and corruption of the system that white people are openly allowed to benefit from in these situations.
The Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf situation is already crazy enough in itself, right? But do you know what stands out the most to me is this? How whites are acting like their actions didn't cause a reaction of anxiety in those that are around them. An anxiety that causes one to feel the need to feel and be protected at all times, especially when being around you all. How whites are acting like they did not create an environment filled with hysteria and rage. And what you guys don't realize is your inability to be held accountable is holding everybody up, not just yourselves, everybody. Say it with me, everybody. And truthfully, I reason with Austin's mother. I can only imagine what a parent is going through in a time of losing their child, right? But that doesn't mean I want Karmelo Anthony to be locked up for this. Those children fell under you guys' energy. You guys paved the way. You guys set the tone. So what you guys put before them, they acted in. And this what we got. So that's what happened. He's not a murderer. He defended himself. And if you can't see that, then all of your actions and all of your ways and all the things that you guys have done towards us will never, ever, ever be justified.
It's crazy because it's like now all of a sudden white people understand that there was a lot of things that could have been done to prevent the death of somebody. That's funny, y'all have that mindset when it's y'all. Well, any other time it's, oh, he shouldn't have resisted. Oh, he was, but is that worth a life? Is that worth a life? Now y'all get it. Now, oh, Karmelo could have just walked away. He could have, oh. Now y'all get it. That's crazy. Like, what happened to the whole great job, officer? What happened to the whole, you know what I'm saying? Nah, you putting your hands on people. You don't get to decide how they respond. You putting your hands on people's belongings. You don't get to, in Texas, don't I get to stand my ground, protect myself, my loved ones, and my property? Rest in peace.
And this is why I say you give it time, shit will come to light. Now, y'all remember Austin and the incident that went down in Texas and all that? Somebody went to his Instagram, found a picture of it, and I'm covering it up, but he got two pew-pews in this picture. One sitting on his lap, it's a big one, like an AR, and he got a handgun holding it. So, and at the bottom, this is what the caption is saying. You know, this is all coming from him. This is all him. So y'all cannot tell me that boy did not go over there on some BS. You cannot tell me he ain't go over there messing with Anthony on some BS. Now, for what I heard, Anthony was told by a different coach or parent or whatever that he could sit over there. And then that's when Austin and his brother started messing with Melo and all that. But in Texas, it's a stay in your own ground. You know what I'm saying? Each state had their own shit. Texas, you can stay in your own ground. People be talking about what was he doing at the track meet anyway? There's always kids going to track meets to go watch. You know what I'm saying? That's no different from grown folks going to an NBA game or to a football game. We going to watch the same way Melo. It wasn't like he was going there to start some shit. He went there like any other kid would. When I was in high school, I used to go to a different high school to go watch other track meets, basketball games, even though it wasn't our team playing them, but we could still go watch. Like, that don't make no sense to me. But the simple fact, they tried to paint Austin as a angel. He's a good student, he a good kid and all that. All teenagers are bad at some point in time. Some are worse than others, you know what I'm saying? So, but no, don't try to paint Austin as no perfect picture whole time. He out here doing just as much evil shit as the next kid. So, yeah, the proof is in the pudding. There you go.
What was all this angry energy towards the cop that underlined Mike Brown? Y'all ain't have none of this energy. That cop said he feared for his life against a 200-pound plus black male. And y'all believed him. And I ain't trying to take that away from y'all. Y'all got a right to believe whatever y'all want to believe. But it's just crazy, right? How y'all don't believe Karmelo Anthony feared for his life as well. Come on now. 2 big teams, 200 plus racists trying to walk him down, put their hands on him. And y'all don't believe that little boy feared for his life? But y'all believe a grown-ass cop? Come on now, make it make sense. And then y'all saying Karmelo should have walked away. What? In the stand your ground state? In the F around and find out state? Karmelo should have walked away? Karmelo should have walked away from his aggressor? So that's what y'all saying? And then y'all so mad about a little pocket knife, right? Like I said, don't come outside with your firearms, because if you get into an incident and you have to use your firearm, that means it's premeditated. Y'all be walking around Texas with some of the biggest weapons, but now y'all tripping over a little pocket knife? Come on now. But like I said, we already know what it is. We know what it is. Talking about some Karmelo should have just walked off. No, Austin should have kept his hands to himself. Austin should have walked off. Then y'all get to saying if he really felt like his life was in danger, he should have left. No, again, Austin should have kept his hands to himself. And you know what? Maybe they should ban weapons. Y'all was just sitting there crying and complaining when y'all heard about them about to take your weapons. And y'all complaining now because somebody stood their ground using their weapons. So let's just ban weapons. Since y'all complaining now, let's ban weapons. None of this would have happened. And again, I'm done repeating myself. Because like I said, I already know what it is. Just like y'all know what it is. Y'all know Karmelo didn't break any laws. Y'all just mad because a black boy defended himself against a racist teenager.
At this point, when you have 2 kids that can't agree on anything, they always constantly bickering and fighting and arguing, what do we normally do? You separate them. segregation might be the best way, might be the best course of action at this point. Karmelo was sitting by himself under the tent. Not by himself, but with others, of course. Conveniently, the white boys came out from another tent. Eyewitnesses corroborate this. They do. Come over to the tent, tell him to leave. They start jumping on him, punching him, all that stuff. Put out a knife, poked him. Life goes on, people. It goes on. To those of you who are on the inside, that are my color, you go on over there. Stay there. Don't try to come back. We don't want you. And in truth, white folk really don't either, truthfully. They don't really trust. One thing I can say about them that I kind of like is they don't trust turncoats. Their own people and you. And to you Hispanics that think you this, you stay over there too. Let's just separate. I mean, fuck it. Why not? I'm cool with it. It's just hilarious to me that when I saw the posts that them two twins made, showing guns and shit like that, flashing guns, I wish a monkey would show up at this track meet, flashing a little Glock with a little light on it and shit, and another little small AR pistol. That's so funny that y'all tell us not to make it about race, but you do all the time. All the time. Y'all made this about race. So guess what we're doing? Following suit. So just like you stand with your folk, which is what you're supposed to do, nobody fought y'all for that. Nobody. Stand your ground. Do that. We're going to stand with our people too. Period. You publicly display your unity. I'm publicly, and we are publicly displaying ours. You get my point? Just don't fuck with us. Leave us the fuck alone. We don't want to be around y'all no fucking way. We don't. You want to be left alone. And when you find yourself nosy and trying to find out what we're doing, you want to be around and find out, oh, what are the blacks over here doing? What are they doing over there? Don't worry about it. Mind your own boring ass business, okay? A lot of you ain't got no lives. That's why your nose is constantly in our affairs. Your opinions mean nothing. Your suggestions mean nothing. How we should live our lives. Man, fuck you and your opinion. For real. We all bleed red. We all have the same blood. No, we don't. My blood makes me this color. Your blood makes you the color you are. Or colorless. Or colorful, whatever you want to call it, whichever. But, hey, these are the facts, guys. These are the facts. Frisco police confiscated every phone there. Talked to several witnesses. 50 to 70 or some shit like that. I forget what they were saying. Why they ain't turn this boy loose? Everything was video recorded. Kids pulled out their phone, recorded it. They confiscated every last one of them. But what you're trying to do, wonderful white America, what I've always said about labels, you love to label. You love to slap labels on my people. And once you slap a label on us and you put it out in the media, and the media pushes that label to the public, your actions towards us is justified. It is justified. It's just hilarious. It's hilarious. Oh, he was a criminal anyway. He deserved to die. That's kind of shit y'all do. Meanwhile, the Metcalf's father was arrested for sexual assault, sexual offenses. Oh, y'all forgot that, didn't you? You left that part out, didn't you? The boys were bullies. Everybody said it about them. People that know the boys said that they were bullies. 200 plus, they big boys. They think they can talk and do whatever they want to. You were shown that you can't. Keep your hands off people. Their parents failed them. Their parents failed them. Both of them boys assaulted that young man. Both of them did. One of them paid the ultimate price. Sorry, not sorry. Now, had it been one of mine, or been one of us, which it is so fucking often, if he was in the wrong, hey, we'd have to eat that. We'd have to eat it. Down in Kentucky, y'all something y'all white folk ain't talking about either. There's something you conveniently miss these points. How about one of your constituents, white folk, decided to shoot and kill his black wife in Kentucky? Shot her 5 times. 5 times. And they only charged him with manslaughter. That's it. 5 fucking times. His own fucking wife. So, I'm just saying, at this point, I don't care to educate any of you at all. Any of you. You stay on your side and we'll stay on our side. We don't want to go to your restaurants because your food is bland. We don't like going to your parties because you get kind of stupid when you get drunk. You get all mouthy and all this other kind of stuff. Somebody got to put hands on you. We'd rather not deal with all that. We like to have a good time. We don't want to hear your corny jokes. Go on. At this point, segregation is the only way. No, I ain't racist. No, not at all. I hate them. Hate racists. Truthfully. But the thing about racism is funny. How y'all seem to forget what the word means. Black folk can be prejudiced. We can be, we don't like white folk. We hate white folks. But we can't affect the way you live. We cannot. A whole system of government was set up against us, my people. A whole system of government. Not a victim mentality, just stating facts. Damn near every amendment to the Constitution was set up against us, to the point to where it even said that descendants of slaves, not just African slaves, but indigenous slaves, were never included in the Constitution. The Dred Scott case. Look it up. You don't know? So, that's okay. I get it. I get it. You don't want us in your neighborhood. We don't want to be in that bitch no way. Period. Our shit is wonderful. So, my brotherhood, the Watchmen. The family community, the Watchmen community. Brothers and sisters, you want to join? You want to jump on? We're building something for our people. We're building for our people. There's a link, a scan link in my bio on my page. Register with us. And let's join together, all of us. Let's become one family. One family. One family. But I caution you, only those of the same mindset, which is family, are welcome. Okay? If you're messy, no. If you don't have a progressive mindset, no. I just want to let you know that, okay? Like I said, there's a stand link in my bio. If you want to join the Watchmen Brotherhood, hit that up. Now, I'm going to say this one last thing and I'm going to shut up. We should be in every state. There should be a large conglomerate of us in every state on standby, just in case folk want to get ignorant. There should be. Texas especially, Georgia, all these southern states especially, where a lot of us are gathered. If you are one of those people who stand for us, link with everyone in this doggone video, because there's going to be a lot of y'all that look at the video. Link with each other. Share your information with each other. And lock arms together. Lock arms. Because when all this shit boils out of the pot, it's just going to be left us to take care of each other. That's it.
Yo, I know y'all ain't heard this news. I ain't even finna cap y'all down. Y'all ain't heard this news right here, so I'm finna lay it on y'all. I was just on live. I was trying to do the most against it won't work. But look, listen. Oh my God. This is breaking news. This is breaking news. That's why I say free Karmelo Anthony. I wanna talk to y'all about something real quick. Now, a little birdie told me. I'm not finna even go too much into it, but a birdie told me. We all know that they got video. They got video. When they got there, they allegedly got the kids' phones and things of that nature, blah, 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 right? I'm understanding now that Karmelo may not have been the one that even produced the weapon. From my understanding and a very reliable source, He's not denying what he did. But the person that produced the weapon is a different story. It's a different story. I want to ask y'all something. When y'all see them pictures of them twin brothers and they in them fatigues with them ARs, Hunter, let's say Hunter. The name Hunter means to hunt. Don't they normally have these type of weapons as well? So I'm just sharing information with y'all. From my understanding, Karmelo is not even the one who produced that weapon.
So there has allegedly been a lot of things done in the Austin Metcalf case to sensationalize the case, even changing allegedly details based on what's been shown on the news that maybe aren't true. Now, I want you guys to know, if you guys want to donate to the Anthony family, the link is in my bio. All you have to do is click it. It'll take you right to the external website. They're using Give, Send, Go, not GoFundMe. So go ahead and click the link in my bio. But I want you to hear what Dominique Alexander, the CEO and founder of Next Generation down in Texas, had to say about the way the media is covering this story.
We saw this case come out. There was so much rush to judgment and so many things that had to be corrected that we end up finding wasn't true. It was a huge tagline that was said that Austin Metcalf died in the hands of his brother. And it was false. Next coming days, I hope that the investigation uncovers some of the truth around this case. And that's why we will fully cooperate with making sure that this investigation is done proper. And we ask that people pray for these families and support and do the things that's necessary needed to ensure that we create a real just society. And if anybody got a problem with what I said today, if anybody who continues to say that race is not a factor, if anybody who continues to say all of these insinuating things that I saw on social media, then you might look at yourself in the mirror and say, you're the problem. You're the reason why we cannot get anywhere when it comes to race. And we have to be very careful when we report things. We have to be careful.
All right, buddy. So slave days are over. Y'all don't own us and we're not property. And the Rosa Parks days are definitely fucking over. So you see what happens when someone gets asked to move nowadays. And so what if they fucking asked him to move? He's not obligated to do so just because these fucking white kids asked him to move. Anyway, in Texas, this is the Texas Stand Your Ground Law. The Texas Stand Your Ground Law removes the duty to retreat before using force if the person is in a place where they have a legal right to be, in his case, school property, public property, has not provoked the person against whom the force is used. They provoked him. He sat there. And is not engaged in criminal activity at the time. He's at a track meet, chilling. This means individuals do not have to retreat before using force, including deadly force, if they meet these conditions. Do your research before you fuck with me. Wrong one.
Finally, y'all, a witness came out and made a statement in the Karmelo Anthony case, and I have to let y'all hear this because this is the piece I have been missing, that I have been waiting for the witnesses, for the students around the situation to see what happened, and this is what he had to say.
Trying to get back to their cars, or
this is the witness.
Get in, places where they, wouldn't get all extra wet. Dude was sitting up under the tent, right? He was on his phone, right? My daughters was up under the same goddamn tent. Yeah.
He's talking about Karmelo.
I'm paying attention to my kids, but at the same time, they're in the same vicinity, so I'm watching everything going on around it because I'm there for my children. So Dude walks up, McKellen, bro. He wasn't even under the tent at the time. They came from a whole separate tent.
He's talking about the twins.
Over there. They intentionally went over there to this kid, man. Dude was sitting there on his phone, just trying to get dry.
Karmelo was on his phone.
Went from another. They grabbed this man.
Grabbed him.
They tried to punch on dude. Dude went in
Yep.
the bag, and whatever they went to try to jump this dude and punch on this dude, man. And he protected himself, dude. That's what happened.
Mind you, this man does not know Karmelo.
It was both of them, bro. Austin, that dude that got unalive, and his brother.
Yep.
We went over there to intentionally. He had to break. It's not to the point that he brought a knife. For one, it wasn't on school property. The school is
wasn't on school property.
Miles away.
Yep.
It was community track meet, bro. It wasn't a school track meet.
Thanks.
Y'all don't care about this Austin Metcalf, Karmelo Anthony situation. Y'all just need an excuse to be y'all's natural, hateful selves. Y'all are so insecure and have such a guilty conscience about what y'all done and what y'all continue to do to this world that when people call y'all out, y'all get defensive. But let's just face the facts. Every single country has a story about how the European and American has came to their country and ruined it. Y'all are the problem of this world. In my heart wants to believe that there are good white people. I try to believe that it's good white people, and I wish we could do the whole rainbow coalition thing where we all come together and we fight the powers that hold us down and all that good stuff. But instead of fighting the power, y'all embrace the hatred because y'all are cowards and y'all want to take the easy way out instead of looking in the mirror and seeing what the real issue is.
You know what's comical to me? All the comments I'm getting from everybody who just automatically knows what happened. What's comical to me is how everybody has already convicted this young man. I mean, if I didn't know any better, I think we were in 1867. Okay, they'll be ready to have a public hanging of this boy. All because he shouldn't have brought that. Okay, he brought it. He then also told somebody not to put their hands on him, and they did anyway. What's comical is that you feel like, and a bunch of others feel like, you can't say anything to privileged young men. That's what's comical. Why is it that he had no say-so over where he was at? Okay, if these tents belong to the school, why couldn't he stand under them? That's the question.
I wanted to put this right here because I noticed that a lot of people who, racist people specifically, were saying that Karmelo Anthony must not have had his father in his life, and his father must be a deadbeat, no good person to raise this thug, and that he must be living in the hood and not living good. So I wanted to share these family photos of Karmelo Anthony with his father, his mother, and his siblings, who actually have been together for over 17 years. This family has been together for over 17 years, okay? One mom, all 4 kids, same dad, very middle upper class family. Interesting, because I think a lot of racist people were saying that he didn't come from a loving family and that his father was probably in prison or a loser and had abandoned him when he was young because of the stereotypes that you guys hear about black people. The black father must not have been in the home. Well, it seems like his father loves him very much, and it seems like he was raised a good young man, whether you guys like it or not. But you know who came from a broken home? The Metcalf boys came from a broken home because their parents aren't together. And I think the question that I would want to know is, I wonder how coming from a home where the parents aren't together, how that would have affected the twins. I wonder.
Anthony, class of 2025, Centennial High School, Frisco, Texas. Nah, he low-key fast. Number 1 low-key fast, dude. I might have to, if you play number 2, I'm gonna have to lock in, I swear. Hey, bro, how much you think? What's the score? What's gonna be the score? Yeah. They gonna try and throw deep shots though. That's the thing. I got number 2. Son, you is not. You not open, bro. Shut up. You not open. You not open, bro.
I'm gonna make it a race thing every fucking time. I'm gonna go ahead and get straight to the point. You guys have called me racist plenty of times. I'm not racist, I'm just prejudiced. I say some very harmful things pertaining to the Caucasian community, but I mean it. Okay? But let me just say this. If my son was being bullied continuously by someone that is twice his size, by someone that has a twin brother that will kick my son's ass, I would tell my son to take something to school. We took blades to school all the time. We took blades and knives to school all the time. I'm not about to let you and or your cousins, your brothers, your clique jump up on me and whoop my ass and potentially unalive me with your hands. I'm not about to allow that. The reason why I said in the beginning of my video that I was going to make it a race thing is because it is a race thing. This boy is about to be sent up the motherfucking road for murder when it was self-defense. And we know why. Because he's black. So we're not about to sit here and say, we're not going to make it a race thing. It's always a motherfucking race thing. How do we know it was a race thing? So, allegedly they were friends prior to this incident. So when they got into it, the white kid called him a ninja, right? So it's always about race. We're not going to do this. We're not going to tiptoe around the obvious. It is always about race, which is why I have been preaching this continuously on my page. Black children, you guys have got to stop befriending these YT children. You have got to stop. And I genuinely mean that. This has nothing to do with being racist. This has nothing to do with being prejudiced. I already told you that black people can't be racist in the first place because we don't have the resources and the power to do so. However, you guys need to understand that we are living in a time where everything is about race and you need to be about your motherfucking people. Because when it all boils down to it, even if you are friends with these individuals, when it goes down to it, they're not going to side with you and they're going to always call you the N-word if they get mad enough. So yes, motherfuckers, everything is always about race. I'm going to make it a race thing.
Research. I found the video before the incident. In this video, not only will you see Austin Metcalf downplaying Karmelo Anthony's chance at success, you will also see the coaches downplaying Karmelo Anthony's cry for help. Those coaches made it very clear that Karmelo Anthony's opinion did not matter. Let's watch the video.
And like, just like no matter what you do, even if God forbid this doesn't work out, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be a good dude.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
That means a lot.
Alright, so like, let's say we are gonna watch one of your videos tonight. What would it be? Like, give me one.
What you say, bro?
Yeah. What's your favorite one?
Right, maybe. A little more to the right. See the TV at least.
Nah.
Yeah, this is our tailgate, so a little more to the right so I can see the fucking TV.
Oh shit! Hey bro, you don't gotta talk to him like that, bro. He didn't.
I'm just saying, maybe.
Hey, can you just move, bro? Please. No, hey, bro, it's okay. Just move. He doesn't mean like. It's okay, move, but
I don't mean to be a.
No, but I know, but you have to talk to him like that, bro. I'm saying this is my guy though, bro. Like, no, bro. You cursed at him and stuff, bro.
Hey, we're good.
All you had to say was, hey, bro, can you please move? It's just respect, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, no. He don't mean it like that.
Is he drunk?
I don't know, but maybe.
I just don't like disrespect, bro. He can talk to me like that. Don't talk to him like that. He's just doing his job.
Hey, we're good. Hey,
let's just respect each other, bro. For sure.
I'm not trying to be.
No, yeah. You cussed at him, bro.
Bro, he's the fucking way the TV is my tailgate. I can see him.
He didn't have to cuss at him though, bro. He's not a child, bro.
What's the problem? Hey, back up. What's the problem?
No, he just cussed him out, bro. And I was like,
he said, "Y'all get up." He asked you to get up. Hey, what's the problem?
Is he drunk? Because if he's drunk, then it's okay.
What's the problem?
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
No, nobody was arguing with him or nothing. He just cursed at him like he was a child. And I was like, hey, bro, you don't disrespect everybody, you know? No, I'm just explaining to you what happened.
Okay. I appreciate it. Good. Have a good day.
For sure.
Don't walk up to him.
I'm not walking towards him. I'm walking that way.
After a lot of research,
Until somebody prove me wrong, Karmelo Anthony is innocent. Did he poke him up? Yes, he did. Did he do it unprovoked? No, he did not. And here's why I say this. as a black man in America, you have historical reference on what the fuck goes on if you are out of order in the presence of white people. We've been conditioned to know how to act when they're around. The same thing goes for the police. So when police say stupid shit like they're in fear for their lives, one, if you were, you would have chose a better profession. Two, criminals, especially a black motherfucker, whether or not they're committing a crime or not, knows to stay far the fuck away from law enforcement. Because just being black is a crime. Let's be truthful in it. So you're not telling me that Chad, Brad, Sam, and them walked their ass over to that little boy for no reason. And no reason at all. Dang, booty hold on it. And for no reason at all, he poked them out. Fuck no. It was either something said or something did that made that little boy pack that motherfucking ice pick. What I know from my little short stint from being around the whites is that they don't play around. They not to be played with, okay? When they mad, you gonna know they mad. When they uncomfortable, they gonna make sure you uncomfortable. Shit, when they happy, they might get your ass. So you just know to tread lightly with them motherfuckers. And you know what happens after you gotta do whatever you gotta do. That little boy didn't poke that. Y'all gonna have to show me something. It wasn't for no reason.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna have to start my own little news station, bro, because the way the news reporting on this and they just won't keep it all the way real, I'm gonna get on here and keep it all the way real with y'all, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all exactly why the Austin kid lost his life. And it's simple, bro. It's called a false sense of authority, bro. And a lot of white people suffer from that shit, bro. A lot of white people feel like they got the authority to make you do something if they feel like personally they don't like what you're doing, or they feel like you don't belong here. They feel like they got the authority to make you leave. And if you don't want to leave willingly, white people feel like they got the authority to get physical with you too. They will get physical with you, especially if you black. And let me mind y'all, this shit happened in Frisco, Texas. That's not a super friendly place to black people, bro. I know a lot of black people probably stay out there, but come on, bro, it's Texas at the end of the day. We're not gonna act like they love black people out there, bro. And let me give y'all an example of what I mean by a false sense of authority, bro. All the Karen videos y'all done ever seen, that's a false sense of authority. They feel like they got the authority to put you out the park, to tell you to get off the bike trail, to tell you that you don't live in these luxury apartments, you can't live here, I've never seen you before. Like, they have a false sense of authority. And if you don't listen to what these type of white people tell you to do, especially if you black, they will try to get physical with you. And that's what Austin was doing, bro. Now I want y'all to look at that picture on the left. He don't own them bleachers. This kid right here that passed away, the white kid, he don't own none of that shit. You go to school here, but you don't own these bleachers. These ain't the whites only bleachers and can't no colors sit here now. This is what I want y'all to think of. He is the only person that confronted this black kid about sitting where he was sitting at. It's a whole group of other people here that just let Karmelo sit and do what he was doing. He's not bothering nobody. I've been to track meets before. Kids from other schools sit in other kids' areas all the time on their phone, just sitting there chilling. It's more shade over here, or they got a team tent that got shade, so you're gonna go sit over there. I've never seen a situation where a motherfucker come confront you, unless you get confronted by a kid who was raised to have a false sense of entitlement, bro. He entitled. He felt like he had the authority to come and tell the Karmelo kid what he want. And then the crazy thing about it is, I had to listen and get all the details on this story, because the way the news was reporting it was they was trying to slander the black kid and make him seem like some thug. But I listened to the twin brother tell the story of what happened. And he basically like, bro, my brother came over there and confronted him and told him he needed to move. The black kid told him, touch me and see what happened. If somebody tell me, touch me and see what happened, the last thing I'm going to do is touch them or any of their belongings. That's a clear-cut warning to move around, bro. Don't play with me. Going on somewhere. Ain't nobody else bothering me, bro. You don't own these bleachers. And guess what? The Austin kid, in his entitlement and with his false sense of authority, he put his hands on Karmelo. And Karmelo showed him what was going to happen if he touched me. He already gave you a warning. This is what I be talking about. This situation was Austin's situation. You don't own that school. You don't own the bleachers. You have no authority to tell somebody where they can sit at. You're not the bleacher police. And guess what? Your false sense of authority and entitlement, it backfired. Unfortunately, it backfired. But that's what really happened, bro. It was Austin had a false sense of entitlement. He told the black kid, you need to move. And when you don't listen to the orders these type of people give you, they will try to get physical with you. And that's what happened. I wish they just keep it real and report on that. Get in the comments and let me know if I'm tripping, man. Please get in the comments and let me know if I'm tripping, because that is exactly why this situation happened. If you disagree, let me know. If you agree, let me know, man. Oh, my fault. And I forgot to answer this. I know it's going to be a lot of motherfuckers be like, why did Karmelo have a knife? I've been seeing that comment a lot. Let me paint you a picture. He's black. He's by himself, probably, in Frisco, Texas, surrounded by a bunch of people that don't look like him. Young man probably was definitely scared. Scars of our ancestors. I'm going to just leave it there.
Today I was visiting my mother and I recorded a video in regards to the Karmelo Anthony situation. And tomorrow I'm actually going to post it. After I recorded it, my mom looked at me while I was sitting on the couch and she said, "What's wrong?" And I just had my hand in my head and I looked up at her and I told her, I said, I just recorded this video in regards to the Karmelo Anthony situation and I don't think I want to post it. And she automatically knew the reason why I didn't want to post it. But I felt like with all of this attention that it's getting, the family will more than likely start getting like death threats and stuff like that, because the moment white people feel as though they are not getting their way, the first thing that they want to do is resort to violence. And that's exactly what's happening. I just watched a press conference and the family's representative advocate talked about the things, the threats and the things that the family is going through, that they can't even leave their home. All because we simply are asking for this young man to get a fair trial. The baby went to jail. The baby's gonna have his day in court. But because he has a community around him and he has support, and we won't allow them to just hurt another one of our children just because. These people have decided to threaten his entire family. The advocate said that they've been receiving pictures of black children with knives in their heads. The family cannot even leave. They put the family's home address out there. Ask me how many black people have contacted Austin Metcalf's family and threatened this family because of all of the stuff that we've seen online. You're not going to ever see anything like that because we don't do shit like that. We don't move like that. We felt something in regards to what that young man's family is going through, but we also feel for our own, and the fact that these people feel as though that we're not supposed to have a heart for our own and we're supposed to just turn our backs, like that is the diabolicalness of these white people. It is the caucasity to think that this child does not deserve his day in court. And there's not a white man in history that we cannot pull up and find that has killed our black children, our black sons, our black husbands, our black fathers, and our black mothers, and our black daughters. They have not hurt our black people continuously over and over again, hanging them for trees. It'd be 20 of them and one person that'll hang from the tree. But we're not supposed to remember any of that. We're not supposed to that's why whatever is going on in this country today up under Trump, everything that they feel, I thank God. Because what you're not going to do is keep playing in God's face. Be the evil, demonic, cruel, terrible people that you are. And thank God is not going to see you. But we got to move differently, black people. Just because they make up pictures and do stupid stuff and spread false news online and stuff like that, we better than that. We don't do those things that they've done to an entire race just because of the color of somebody's skin. We got to move differently. And when we move, we got to move to where they don't know we're moving.
Touch with me and let me know similar to what you get ready to hear.
They were there with their child at the track meet. Their child was in the background, verifying everything this person was saying. I said, I'm gonna keep it anonymous because I can't wait for all of this to come out. They are on the witness list. Their phone is one of the phones that were taken, because there's evidence. But now we have somebody else that's coming out and they're telling their account. This was another parent that was there with his child and they saw what happened. Exactly what a lot of us have been saying happened. Self-defense. But take a listen.
They got rained out like crazy bad. Everybody trying to get back to their cars or get in, places where they, wouldn't get all extra wet. Dude was sitting up on the tent, right? He was on his phone, right? My daughters was up under the same goddamn tent. Yeah. So I'm paying attention to my kids, but at the same time, they're in the same vicinity, so I'm watching everything going on around it because I'm there for my children. So dude was up. McKellen, bro, he wasn't even under the tent at the time. They came from a whole separate tent and walked over there. They intentionally went over there to this kid, man. Dude was sitting there on his phone just trying to get dry. You feel me? One thing went from another. They grabbed this man and they tried to punch on dude. Dude went in his bag and whatever. They went to try to jump this dude and punch on this dude, man. And he protected himself, dude. That's what happened. Yeah, it wasn't just one. It was both of them, bro. Austin, that dude that's got unalive, and his brother physically went over there to intentionally. He had to. It's not to the point that he brought a knife. For one, it wasn't on school property. The school is at least 5 to 10 miles away. It was a community track meet, bro. It wasn't a school track meet. So he had the right to have a knife on his person, bro.
Now I know a lot of people are gonna listen to how he was talking in his dialect, but don't let that be discounted, okay? Because we all talk different, we all deliver different. But that is similar to what I heard, when a lot of this first came out. Similar to what I heard and everything. But it's all going to come out. Like I said, there are other witnesses. There was at least 13, 14, I think between 13 and 17 different cell phones that were confiscated because there were a lot of witnesses there. A lot of people, you know how young people are. Today's society anyway, people are going to record. People are going to pull out their phones and record everything. But they were made to give those phones over. So there were a lot of witnesses there, a lot of parents. And the key thing, I want you to hear this because a lot of people saying this, it wasn't on school property. It was away from the school. And myself, like a lot of other people, we're going to keep going to bat for this young man. We're going to go to bat for him. Self-defense. Don't care what you got to say. Self-defense. Look at how y'all took up for the Rittenhouse guy. Look how y'all took up for the Perry guy and all them and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that they were straight out guilty. You hear me? Knowing that they were straight out guilty. But I still say self-defense.
White people think that we're just supposed to sit by and allow them to brutalize us.
Oh, no.
So us standing up for ourselves, us acting in self-defense, that's a crime to them. Now, let me make a parallel, right? Because Twitter is full of bots. They're trying to paint this young man as a savage, but the real way we respond is by supporting, and the way we support is make sure that he has the best lawyer in the country.
Facts.
Right? Darren Wilson, officer who killed Mike Brown. No problem when everybody donated to his GoFundMe.
Right.
George Zimmerman had a GoFundMe. Kyle Rittenhouse had a GoFundMe. No issues there. Now that black people are coming out and putting their money up in support, same thing y'all do. When it's on tape that you dead ass wrong and y'all still support your own, now they trying to say it's fraud. All this like white people, fucking white lawyers trying to get the fundraiser taken down and all this type of shit. But the thing is this: they don't like that we are. See, this is what they used to niggas doing.
Yeah,
is finding fault with him. They used to us siding with them and finding fault. Oh, no matter what was happening, this is what they want niggas to say. No matter what was happening, he shouldn't have got stabbed. Nobody should have been harmed. Oh, but it's okay to bully us.
Yeah.
And you thought you and your brother, and then now you done died in your brother's arm. Shit happens. Huh? I'm not in a position to have any empathy for this anymore. I'm tired of trying to look at both sides of situations. I'm trying to be understanding. I'm tired of us trying to find fault within ourselves when all we should be doing is defending ourselves.
Facts.
If you're defending yourself, how can you be in the wrong?
Okay.
But the way that America looks at these things is that that's what we do, guys. That's what we do. We brutalize you. We bully you. We provoke you. And then the second that you stand up for yourself, we'll paint you as the villain. Well, that's not happening because black people know the playbook too well. Y'all run the same plays over and over. And this time, instead of letting the voices of black America be loud to take the side of white people, the voice of black America be loud in support of Karmelo Anthony, as they should be.
about black people is that with a full, y'all can sit up in here and say that anything is not about race. It's black people talking about this situation in Texas, talking about it's not about race. Are you? Everything is about fucking race. And I don't give a fuck about Texas stand your ground laws. We have seen plenty of black people stand their ground and still in jail. They don't give a fuck. It's all about race. And if that little boy might lose his motherfucking life because somebody approached him in manner. We need to be hiring, what the fuck is the civil rights attorney's name? Whatever that man's name is, that's who needs to be out there. Because let me explain something to you. It does not matter what the laws are. It doesn't matter how they're written. It matters how the white peoples will apply it. And they have arrested that man, charged that man with offing him. When white people do it, they give about 7 to 10 days while they fucking investigate. If y'all don't understand the motherfucking difference in how we are used in this motherfucking system and how this system is applied to us, y'all gonna lose that baby's life. Don't be stupid. It's all about race. Them 2 white boys thought they had authority to walk up to him and put they not. And even though Texas is a stand your ground state, they're not going to treat that black boy with the same respect as a regular human in motherfucker. We don't get regular citizen treatment. So don't fucking internet trying to say, oh, it's not about race. Them people about y'all. Why is y'all still capitulating? Oh, it's not about race. Shut the fuck?
I want to say free Karmelo Anthony, the young kid who had to defend himself against that aggressive bully, Austin Metcalf. If you know anything about young white football players, then you know that they are bullies. You know that they're aggressive. If you've seen the movies, then you know that they're aggressive. If you went to schools with them, you know that they are bullies and they're aggressive. And another thing, why does Austin Metcalf's brother keep changing the story with every interview? It's almost like somebody is coaching him on what to say in these interviews to make Austin Metcalf seem as innocent as possible. But history will tell you, never rely on white witnesses. And 3, why does Karmelo Anthony's GoFundMe keep getting taken down? They didn't take down Kyle Rittenhouse's, they didn't take down George Zimmerman's. Interesting.
They keep telling us we don't unify, but Karmelo Anthony just raised $250,000 for his GoFundMe for his attorney's defense. Stop letting them tell you that we don't unify. That's a lie. We just need to do it more. That's all.
So the YT community is in shambles right now over the Karmelo versus Austin situation that has happened recently. And I'm just baffled as to why a community that screams everything is not about race is making this about race. I thought race had nothing to do with it. Oh, maybe because race does have something to do with it. Maybe because race actually does matter and we have to consider those things. The same community that's saying everything is not about race is making it about race right now. Y'all have completely forgotten about the case. Right now, no one's even talking about the case and the incidents and the facts. Everybody's just talking about how they feel about our community and the vitriol they have for our community. And using this as a moment to spew racism and their disdain for the black community, which is fine because I don't believe in YT allyship anyway. I never have and never will. Austin's own father came out and told everybody that he wants to grieve in peace and that he's forgave the situation. But for some odd reason, instead of sending your condolences to the family and letting the law handle it, y'all want to get on Beyonce's internet and try to give think pieces about how y'all feel about our community. And right now I want to talk about facts because I don't care about feelings. When y'all have feelings and opinions, it means nothing. The irony is y'all don't have the same energy when it comes to other people. That's how I know it's about race. When these YT officers unalive us, even though we have no weapons on us, and they have weapons, and they feel threatened, it's not about race when we get unalived, is it? It's not about race. They just felt threatened. When Kyle Rittenhouse felt threatened to a BLM protest that he went to and provoked people intentionally, a 17-year-old boy carrying a rifle unalived multiple people. He felt threatened. We can't tell somebody how to react when they feel threatened. When a YT man in Clearwater, Florida by the name of Michael 𝒲𝒶𝓎 unalived a BLK man, Marquise McLaughlin, over a parking space, Y'all said it was self-defense because he felt threatened. He felt threatened. He felt threatened for his life. Mind you, Florida is a stand-your-ground state, so Michael felt like he had all rights to unalive Marquise when he did. Mind you, it was over a parking space. Something as simple as a parking space. He took this man's life from him in front of the mother of his child and his children while she was pregnant. Michael was cursing out the mother of his child, and he was trying to protect her. So he pushed him. And what did Michael get up and do? Michael got up and unalived this BOK man in front of his children. Mind you, his spouse was pregnant at the time. It wasn't about race. Michael felt threatened, and you cannot tell somebody how to react when they feel threatened. I specifically remember the Amber Geiger's case when she unalived a BOK man in his apartment. Mind you, she was off duty. And this man was in his apartment watching the NFL game and eating ice cream, minding his black business. Instead of calling the police and calling 911, she decided to call her colleagues and text her colleagues. That case, she only got sentenced to 10 years. And she hugged the judge and the victim's family and asked them for forgiveness. She hugged the judge who sentenced her and the victim's family. And everybody was, oh my God, forgive her in the blood of Jesus for unaliving a man, an innocent man. This is a completely different incident, but I'm just saying, like, the way that, like, y'all have so much grace for people on y'all side when it comes from the white tea community who does wrong or who takes things too far, because y'all are saying that Karmelo took this too far. Whenever people from y'all community take things too far, y'all sure be forgiving them quickly too. So I'm gonna need y'all to have the same grace for our community. Yeah. That's why they ask us our race every time we take our SATs. That's why they ask us our race every time we go and fill out a job application. That's why they ask us our race every time we purchase a home or a vehicle. Because this country makes everything about race. It is about race. Let's stop saying it's not. It is. That's why y'all have so much vitriol right now. Because y'all can't, for the life of y'all, understand how a BOK little boy would want to protect himself. And as a BOK woman who's been working in education since I was 18 years old, working alongside autistic children, children with Down syndrome, children with dyslexia, mental health issues, and behavioral issues, I've done it all. I've worked all throughout North, South, East, and West Atlanta. And a common thing I notice about working alongside YT children in predominantly YT spaces is that y'all don't hold y'all children accountable for anything. I just had to quit one of my recent jobs at a private school in North Atlanta because the YT children there were bullying queer children, were bullying BLK children, and one of the children even brought a noose to school. Mind you, our principal is a YT man. He had to have a meeting with us because the YT children in the school, who are also supporters of the Orange Man, he had to suspend these children. He had to suspend these children because these children were coming to school causing commotion and bullying kids. Y'all children love to provoke people. And when people want to protect themselves, y'all get upset. Maybe what we can learn from this situation is to teach our children to keep their hands to themselves and to teach our children you cannot go around doing what you want to do to people because it has consequences. The same thing that BLK people teach their children at home. When you go places, you have to conduct yourself in a certain way. So maybe what we can learn from this situation is teaching our children manners, teaching our children not to be bullies and thinking that they're above people responding when they do things. Yeah, I've experienced these things firsthand. I've experienced them. Y'all children are not victims. Y'all children go around doing a lot of the commotion and doing a lot of the damage that y'all think our children are doing. It be y'all children too. Yeah. Y'all need to have talks with y'all children at home about how to treat people who look different than them, who sound different than them, who act different than them. So maybe what we can learn from this is to parent our children better. That's what I took from this case. We need to be better parents.
These black media outlets, honestly, is a disgrace. I can't imagine if this young man would have lost his life by the hands of one of those young guys. It would be so many black activists. It would be so many celebrities. It would be so many black platform builders and media outlets I'm talking about polarizing this victimization identity that they have placed on blacks just to get some form of attention and acceptance, to feel like everyone is in alliance with the with the sympathy that blacks, some outlets look at, to see these same outlets not cover the story, not really speak on the story, but a lot of them spoke on it, and literally what most of them have done is sabotage this young man. Haven't gave him no credit, talked about his father not being in his life, basically just calling him everything that the system in America has created for his identity, for his life expectancy and life existence is worthless. And guess what? These people are the same color of you. The same individual that got young sons and daughters, but in certain aspects they are looking for acceptance. Where are the celebrities at? The ones that see that it's a lot of hypocrisy and discrimination, and not only that, a lot of BS in the judicial system. Where all these black politicians at that possess a level of power? Why can't no one never pull no strings? And blacks does not have a victim and accountability problem. Let's be realistic, because the only difference is you just too blind to see that they polarize everything black people do, but the whites and Hispanics and every other nationality doing the same thing. But people enjoy making a mockery out of you. And people know it's more intriguing to see you doing it, not no one else. You understand? Because you are the prime target. So, needless to say, it's kind of hard to say what I would have done or anyone would have done up under a situation like this. But this man, 130 pounds soaking wet, whatever level of fear he felt, only he knew, only he knows. But for the black media, not like other white media outlets, when it comes to theirs, no matter what they do wrong, they're going to stand and come up with any story to justify what could have happened. Blacks immediately seek out some form of acceptance and a level of submissiveness to the media outlets. I don't know if it's for the sake of thinking they finna build a major platform. I don't know what the hell they think, but what they looking for is a gold chain and a car or a person. What the fuck they looking for? I'm just confused. Because from the looks of it, majority of the people have sold their integrity and their self-worth for an image and for $1. And look how many celebrities, if you really think about it, end up dying broke. You tell me. So I say to this young man that's sitting in jail, that shouldn't be sitting in jail, especially charged with a murder, keep your head up, because these Negroes out here is one of a kind. And God bless you.
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." And he's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack.
This kid said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life. Never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and uncalled for. And I turned around and asked him who he was. He started getting really aggressive. My brother stepped in. He started being, how he always is with me, just brothers, just having my back. And things started getting more higher intensity. And the kid said some aggressive stuff, reckless stuff. Also try to handle the problem. And
to my beautiful people in my inbox who are concerned that I'm not showing empathy for the white boy that was killed, and I'm not. I don't have empathy, sympathy, condolences, or care for a racist. Where do you think he got that behavior from? The very people that you guys are offering condolences to. You could continue to do so. Just don't ask me to do it, because I'm not.
Here's a caveat about this case that ain't nobody talking about, but it needs to get attention, so we post and share this video. Out of all the kids that was out there, with all the recording going on social media, everybody recording everything, particularly the young kids, how come we haven't seen a video of this incident? I'm willing to bet you it's because the videos that exist, they're trying to muzzle. It is clearly showing something opposite than what some of the individuals on the contrary part of the story is saying. So they muzzle it. So here's my call. We know that they raising a lot of money, brother. If you have a video, all right, and you was in Frisco, Texas, and you have a video of the event that's happening around the Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf, thoughts and prayers with his family, please send it to us. We'll find a way to compensate you if necessary. Send it to us. You can do it in a secret way with nobody down there know you can do it. Leak that video to us. So this young man, all right, can have a fair opportunity to fight his self-defense case. All right? Because the evidence from the very get-go is already implemented that this is a self-defense case. We don't understand why we got to go through so much to prove self-defense on our end. But it's so extremely easy for you guys. You make the laws for you to do it and everything. But when it's on the other hand, oh, we got to fight. So if you haven't been to that Sin Give, Sin Go, all right, for Karmelo Anthony, take your black butt over there and go over there. Even if it's $5, $6, $7, take your black butt over there and support this young man.
To the 𝒲𝒊 family that lost their son, I'm sorry I don't have no remorse for y'all, because one thing about it, I know a liar when I see one. I know your son lying, and I know you lying, and I can just tell from y'all little, he was just the perfect student. No, y'all do drugs in that household. Tell them people, get on that news and tell them how y'all found methamphetamines inside of that boy, his system. You hear me? Do you know what that do to your inside? Do you know what meth do to your brain? One thing about it, I ain't never met a nice dope fiend, so whether if you was racist or whatever you was, hey, listen, when I say don't put your hands on me, that's what I mean. This is why we stand with Karmelo. You hear me? Hey, P-Gang, this is why his GoFundMe got over 200,000 on it now. This is why that bond will be reduced down to $200,000 to $300,000 the same way y'all do law enforcement. You hear me? I don't care how the McCows feel, because they didn't care how Karmelo felt when he asked them people not to put his hands on them. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And y'all gonna learn, man, this is a new, we living in the Aquarius season right now. It's a brand new energy out here. Hey, the way history was 100 years ago, we're not gonna keep on going for that. And I don't care what nobody say. It was some racist tension in the earth. Regardless, you know, to the ones that said that he lost his life, y'all can be fast. You hear me? Next time, keep your hands to yourself and keep them threats offline. The whole world is seeing what y'all post on y'all Facebook and Instagram page. This is why I ain't got no sympathy for y'all. This is why I don't care. And this is why I stand with Melo, man. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And we tired of these cowards always getting their fair share because they a little lighter than me. I don't care about that. Yeah, I hope y'all mad in Frisco. I stay in Dallas, Texas. I'm right down the street.
Black people here in America don't ever need a reminder that America is racist and entrenched in racism and prejudice and things of that nature. But when cases like Karmelo Anthony's come out, it is also very telling. Same people who preach about self-defense and standing your ground and the right to bear arms, it only applies to white people, because when a black person does it, obviously it's a crime and you're a thug. You need to be imprisoned. And you know what? It's kind of our fault. We should have known that defending yourself in America as a black person is a crime. It used to be considered a mental disorder to not want to be a slave. So of course, defending yourself as a black person is a crime. How wouldn't we know that? And I also want to mention this, right? It's funny how one Karmelo Anthony is being inducted into the Hall of Fame and another Karmelo Anthony is about to have to fight for his freedom. And it just shows you that racist white America does not care about black people, only for what you can do. Like if you can jump, run fast, catch a touchdown, if you're an athlete, you know, whatever you can do to show off the country's athleticism or whatever the case may be, then you're cool. But the rest of you, the most of you, are wasting space, are taking up space. They're criminals. And I just want to throw out there, I don't condone violence, murder, any of this sort, but I do condone self-defense. And that is just what this is, it's self-defense. And you can tell the way the public is trying to sway the perception that this isn't about the crime, it's about control. Letting you know that even in a time of self-defense, even if you were trying to tell you to get up and move out the way, and if you try to defend yourself, if you're getting jumped or harmed in any way, we still own you and you still don't have any rights. So that just telling you it is what it is. So praying for that young man and justice for Karmelo Anthony.
Hey, only white folk can be the perpetrator and the victim at the same time. That shit is the funniest thing ever in life to me. Black people, stand with Karmelo Anthony, okay? Stand with him. This is what loyalty looks like. White folk are automatically, conveniently overlooking every fact that led up to the white boy's death. They're overlooking every fact, every single fucking fact. For a reason, because they stick together, they're loyal. I need every Negro under the sound of this video's voice to do the same, okay? No time for separation, no time for anything. It's time for unity, period, okay? Let's get this shit straight. The white boy tried to put his hands on the young brother while he was under the tent that the coach said he could stand under while it was raining. White boy called him a nigger, all this other kind of shit. He called him all this shit now. Him and his brother, over 200 pounds, 6'something", 6'2", some shit like that. Big old white boys. Well, y'all know them corn-fed white boys. You know how big they be. Motherfucker thought he could bully the little boy. And what I found out conveniently, he broke his phone before too. He broke Karmelo's phone. And then supposedly they got into it over some white girl that the white boy liked. The white girl liked the little black dude for whatever reason. I don't know. That's just some of the shit going on. Then the white boy's own twin brother said Austin the one that touched him first. So, because we all know white folks and their hypocrisy make you want to shit on yourself. It really do. It upset my damn stomach. These folk off the goddamn chain. So now they're going to try to slander and probably try to hurt him. So listen, black people in Texas, this is what the Watchmen are for. Step forward. Hell, you ain't even got to be a part of this brotherhood. Stand up. Then on top of it, the GoFundMe page he had set up, GoFundMe deleted it. All the money that he raised for this boy's defense, they deleted it. But the white boys is still up though. You get what I'm saying? His GoFundMe is still up. So let's not play the game, man. Black folk, let me tell you something. Act stupid on this when you want to. Act stupid if you want. Y'all better get on code, man. Everyone else is. We better be as well. You understand what I'm saying? Make this shit shape. Y'all protect that young man out there. When they turn him loose, protect him. Because I guarantee you, these white boys are mad about this one. He's taking one of ours. They're going to try to do whatever. Because they're fucking cowards. You get what I'm saying? Y'all better not display any cowardice in this fucking group. Ever. You be just as bold as these motherfuckers are being. They bold. I saw so many text messages from fucking Twitter, X, whatever that shit is. These white folk done gone fucking crazy. They say all kind of shit on this motherfucking app. And y'all telling me, Negroes, that y'all afraid? No! Kill it. That fear? Remove that shit. Stand with your folk, man. Stand for that little brother. Hell, we still trying to get these motherfuckers up here that killed them two little brothers up there in Gwinnett County in Georgia. Left them up there in the mountain dead, shot and killed them.
Yeah, we ain't forgot. We still on it. Rasheem Carter, we still trying to find out who the fuck murdered him. There's so much going on. You can't heal from one thing because something else the next minute is happening all the time. Our attention is diverted everywhere. So, the reason I say this, Watchmen, we are everywhere. We should be everywhere. In every state, every city. Let's move some. That's shape.
And y'all slander Trayvon Martin's name.
Now this is beautiful. I'm on Karmelo's side, but Austin's death is very sad and should not have occurred. He was a young man whose family is certainly sad about his passing. God bless both. You know what's sad to me, Mr. So Fired? It's sad that Austin thought he had the piss when he really had the shit. It's sad that a lot of my people have been saying to the top of their lungs that they are not their ancestors. And unfortunately, Austin had to find out the hard way. In addition to Frisco being aggressively racist, yet we're told not to make this about race. What's sad is that a lot of people is screaming premeditation toward Karmelo, yet they absolutely refuse to acknowledge the post that Austin allegedly had made on his social media page. Not only was it of somebody having a rifle and a pistol in their lap, but the wording under that photo clearly stated, "I dare one of those monkeys to show up to the track meet today." And if that's not premeditation, then that only means one thing. Well, it would mean that Janet Jackson really can sing.
Austin's father got on national TV and told y'all not to make this situation about race because he knew at the root of the altercation it was not about race. A white man decided he wanted to make a podcast dressed in his best suit talking about how black people take pride in the fact that we know that they are afraid of us. Why would we take pride in the fear that y'all have for black folks when that fear meant y'all were eating us? That same fear meant y'all were castrating our men. Why would we take pride in the fear that has been used to oppress us for years? If anything, we wish y'all were less afraid so y'all wouldn't feel the need to stunt the growth of the black community every chance y'all got. But let's call a spade a spade. Some white people took this situation to push the narrative that white people are oppressed and to also be openly racist. I've also seen people make comments like, if the roles were reversed, y'all would be looking at this differently. As if the roles have not been reversed for the last 400 years. This situation changed 2 lives for the worse. One boy is dead and one is in jail for the rest of his life. But that speaks more to the fact that anger management, especially in young men, is not being taught properly than it does that this situation between these 2 boys was just somehow racially motivated.
I'm sorry, I'm confused. Karmelo Anthony is at track practice and he gets approached by the Metcalf twins, known bullies, allegedly. They tell him to move from their tent, which is not at their practice. And then the twins said that he began to mouth off, which means that he was, I guess, not listening to him. The fight ensued. Your brother got poked, unalive. He deceased now, unfortunately. And y'all crying, but it was 2-on-1. That's self-defense. It's witnesses that say like, y'all, this is what y'all do. And now the dad wants to come out. I had a dream. Martin Luther King had a dream too. Y'all still ain't listening to that? I might not even post this because this is a little too real for y'all. But yeah, it's this 25. So either you will decide that they can do whatever they want and feel like they untouchable, unstoppable. And then whenever they get stopped, then they want to arrest the black man, or are we going to try to are we going to save this black man? Because, like, y'all try to take his life. He survived. Now y'all trying to take his life again? No. Sorry, I ain't with it. Justice for, what's his name? Karmelo Anthony. Yeah. And in no way, shape, or form am I diminishing or downsizing the fact that y'all lost somebody. But play stupid games. It was really two of y'all, and now y'all on the news because it was two.
I just watched that twin brother on the news, and baby, my head is spinning from them lies. I'm talking about spinning. And if them lips thin, they gonna lie again. You hear me? Let me tell you how I know he a liar. All he wanna use is aggressive. Oh, he was aggressive. That's white people's favorite fucking term when they describing black people. Especially when they lying. Oh, he was aggressive. Whole time y'all bullies. What were you? What do you call who you are as a person? Nice? I just can't. You see what I'm saying? Then y'all gonna try to take the fact that he said that he did it, like that mean he guilty. No, that mean he's not a liar. He did do it. What, I'ma do some shit, then look you right in the face and say I didn't do it? No, you taking up all the space for the lies, twin brother. That's why he ain't gonna tell none, because you gonna tell all the lies. That black boy do not need to lie. He don't need to lie. He know what he did, and he know he was defending himself. Why would he say anything outside of that? But you getting on there with them 12 stories. The news really they was confused. I'm looking at the news people instead of him because he's just lying. They looking like, y'all didn't practice this shit? Practice the lies. You got to practice the lies before you get on there with the demon eyes. Why the fuck am I steady rhyming? All I'm saying is y'all stand behind that black man, because I donated, and I have never donated to nobody GoFundMe, but I did donate to this one. And another thing I'm going to say before I go and continue enjoying this Sunday where the sun is actually out, I'm going to tell you this. Just because they say he's guilty doesn't mean he's guilty. They executed a black man not too long ago. They had proof that he did not do the crime. And they still got rid of him. They still executed that brother. It's the white man's world. You need to go listen to that shit by Tupac. That's why this is my demeanor. I have people like Fred Hampton, Tupac. I let them use my spirit freely. You feel me? Freely. Harriet Tubman, freely. And I love everything about it. It's invigorating. But y'all sit up and believe these white people. Y'all back these white people. There's a place in hell for you, and it's right here on earth. That's why y'all go through so much. Think of buds. You don't have to die to experience hell. Y'all just dumb. It's got to be hell being a stupid person. It got to be hell being a black person defending white people. I don't know how that feel. And I never want to. But I am going to link the link you need to donate to that brother. Because remember, guilty or not, because he's not guilty. I'm standing on that. And I know that even though he's not guilty, they still have enough power to make him look like it. But I won't be a part of that. I don't care if the money have to be used to make sure he good while he there. I want to play my part, and I'm going to play it. And I've done what I needed to do. And I'm going to continue to advocate for this young man, because he need us standing behind him. He's going through enough already. But them lies again, if them lips is thin, they gonna lie again. And
have y'all seen this video? This might answer some of y'all questions or put some things to the back burner that's been lies told concerning the Karmelo Anthony and Austin situation. Watch to the end, and before I play this video, trigger warning. In TikTok, this video is for educational purposes only.
Of course, you know the Next Generation Action Network is no stranger to this line of work. And we have been representing families for the last 10 years from an advocacy standpoint to get to the bottom of this situation. The Next Generation Action Network, since the past week, have gotten thousands of calls regarding this situation and making sure that our organization was involved in this situation because of the growing tension of racism and bigotry involving with the case. I want to start off by saying that I appreciate the Deputy Chief, John Stretch, from being able to come here to meet with us, as well as the Assistant Police Chief, Darren Stevens. These are two individuals who are currently over the investigation that is currently going on in Frisco ISD. Of course, let's start off in the proper way. I'm Minister Dominique Alexander. I serve as president and founder of the Next Generation Action Network, the largest human and civil rights organization in North Texas. Today, we had a meeting with leadership of the Frisco Police Department to discuss the matter of urgency in escalating racial threats and bigotry and online hate directed at the Anthony family. Let me be clear. The Anthony family cannot leave their home because of the growing threats towards their safety. Their personal address has been exposed. They have received graphic and racist threats. They are being targeted with violence and simply because their child is in the center of this tragedy. We are here just for justice. This justice must be fair and impartial and protected from biases. We cannot allow racism and bigotry to divide us. We cannot allow white America to decide when and how Black people can speak up against oppression. We do not pull the race card, we live it. Yes, this case is a tragedy. Anytime a child is lost, we mourn as a community. Our heart goes out to the family of Austin Metcalf. But we do not erase the right of the Anthony family to be protected and heard and treated with dignity. That's why today we spoke with the Frisco Police Department leadership to demand answers. We need to know what steps are being taken to protect the Anthony family, the strategies of the threats that's being spreaded, and how Frisco Police is ensuring that Karmelo Anthony's Sixth Amendment right, a fair and public trial, is fully respected. Let's make it clear that absolutely we have the full permission and trust of the Anthony family and authorized for the Next Generation Action Network to speak today. Today in this meeting, we talked about and was able to give them graphic images of what this family has had to deal with for the last couple of days. It is sad. These graphic images not only display children with knives, Black children with knives stuck in their head, the Anthony family's address. We saw when this case first started that people were putting online that when Section 8 was accepted into the Frisco neighborhood, that became the lead of the downfall of Frisco. We have saw so many different hateful images, just hateful things. And the Next Generation Action Network wants to reiterate that Karmelo Anthony has a right to a fair trial, unbiased, and removed of racial hate and bigotry. I want to make it very clear, and I say this from my heart and my own personal reference. If someone wants to say race is not in this situation and shouldn't be, well, I ask all of those people to join me in calling it out. But don't look at Black people and say, don't always play the race card. We don't play the race card, we live it. We live a reality. We also feel that the bond that Karmelo Anthony is on is too high. We do. Because guess what? We've been here when Aaron Dean was arrested. We was here when Amber Geiger was arrested. $200,000. The system, it has a problem in it. Now, what I want to be able to do is ensure, and what we was able to.
Y'all, I got something to break down to you all. But before I get into it, if you're new here, I am a former felony prosecutor, almost 6 years, and a former municipal court judge. So I'm about to break down the issue that just arose on the Karmelo Anthony's case. Take a look at what I just posted. Let's get into it because we are aware that Karmelo Anthony is an innocent 17-year-old black teenager in Frisco and was arrested last week for legally defending himself from an unlawful attack at the hands of Austin, a white student. This story has gained so much national attention to where the public opinion court has already convicted Karmelo. I posted that statement from Lee Merritt because my energy and my spirit is telling me that one of his fucking legal representatives is intimidated by the presence of someone that can bring awareness, eyes, resources, and presence to a case that is on the constitutional level. There is no way that Karmelo should be charged with murder. There is no way he should be in custody. But instead of us focusing on bringing awareness and eyes and changing the narrative that has already convicted an innocent 17-year-old black boy, we have a legal professional who is intimidated by the presence of Lee Merritt. That has nothing to do with his family. That has to do with the influence of one of his legal team members. And I will tell you this, I am aware of one of the lawyers, and I do not question that this person is involved in this. But I feel like the other one is. And the other one wears a skirt just like me. This is not about you. The focus should be on highlighting how Karmelo Anthony saved a little boy's life from drowning when he could have drowned himself. We need to be talking about how he is an exceptional, high honor roll student, star athlete. He works part-time, never been in trouble, a great kid. That's what we should be talking about, not your fucking ego that you can't get the fuck out of because you are looking for your time to shine. This is not about you. We are talking about an innocent black boy that has a bounty over his head of $1 million in a red county that will not turn him loose. We need all of the eyes, ears, noses, asses, feet on the fucking ground. I am extremely pissed off because I know how heightened this situation is and how there is a constitutional presence and a civil rights presence that a Lee Merritt can bring awareness to highlight the overcharging and the unconstitutional bond. We're talking about, and as a former judge, let me just say this. There is no way I would have signed off on a probable cause affidavit or arrest warrant on this particular case because it would have been an overcharge. We have an element of self-defense that can be proven. There is no way in the hell I would have ever signed off on something like that because I know that a white officer is using his badge and his skin color to overcharge an innocent black young boy. Make no mistake, this is a race case. Make no mistake, this is a constitutional case. Make no fucking mistake, this is a civil rights case. And to have an attorney convince the family not to utilize an individual that can bring the eyes that needs to see this, the ears that need to hear this, the heart that needs to be attached to this is fucking insane. Get out of your fucking coochie hairs and allow individuals who can bring the right attention, because guess what? As a former prosecutor and a former judge, let me tell you what pressure does to an administration. Let me tell you what eyes do to an administration. Let me tell you what influence and power do to an administration and a police department. It makes them do their fucking job. But no, you don't want that. You want to be in the spotlight when the spotlight is the client. It's not about you. Get out of your feelings. And I pray that his family does not allow this attorney to taint what God sent to help. The devil meant this to be an opposition for them, but God already prepared them for the obstacle. But we have an individual that is representing him that looks like me, that is creating opposition to undermine the ability to reach those with influence, power, ears, and eyes. Make no mistake that Karmelo Anthony had a legal right to use self-defense. He was being attacked unlawfully. He feared for his life or serious bodily injury at an individual that was way bigger than him, that did not have no business putting their hands on him, and the law is clear. This is self-defense. So I just wanted to break that down because I may go live on the public opinion court later on to go more into depth as to why his warrior needs to get out of her coochie hairs and allow the people that are here to help so that you can focus on making sure justice is fair for Karmelo Anthony. This ain't about you. This ain't about your views. This ain't about growing your law practice. This is about making sure Karmelo Anthony receives the justice that demands in this particular case so that he can be deemed the victim and he can be found innocent and this case can be dismissed.
What happened? There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, you need to move. And he's like, make me move. Austin grabbed his backpack.
I'm all the rain. We come back, we sit down, and this kid said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life, never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and uncalled for, and I turned around and asked him who he was. He started getting really aggressive. And this kid said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life, never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and uncalled for.
From Petty News, and we're live, local, and shade making. Your community is rich with stupidity. See, you largemouth bass from Chalkston River don't realize that y'all be saying the stupidest shit while actually omitting how much stupid shit y'all do in y'all communities yourselves. Like, let's be real here. You want to play that game? Let's play that game. You could say keep the violence in your community, but isn't it your kids going to schools and unaliving all their friends? But violence in their community. Isn't it your kids and your teenagers and your adults who are going into malls, churches, and other places and unlocking a lot of people? I can remember just last year or 2 years ago, who was it? It was a serial killer who got a TV show. What was his name? Trying to think. Jeffrey Dahmer. There we go. Wasn't y'all just fantasizing over that man and how handsome he was? I'm sorry. Just remind me. Just remind me. Who has the most known serial unalivers to date? Is it black people or Latin American people? I'm just playing that game with you because you want to play that game. But no, let's just keep it 100 here. Y'all love saying how it's self-defense whenever one of y'all do some shit to us. But the moment we do it to you, it's self-defense. Self-defense doesn't exist no more. Yeah, hold those McNuggets, bitch. I hope your life is going amazingly terrible. I hope whatever you do today, it always ends with you stumping your toe on a fucking coffee table. Peace.
You want to know why are in such an uproar about that young man who was being bullied and ended up having to defend himself up to the detriment of the other young man? The reason why they feel a way about this is because they know that this situation is a microcosm example of what has been going on not only here in America but across the world in the treatment of the melanated people, the black and brown people, us. For so many years, they have been treating us however they wanted to. They've used and abused us. They've taken from us. They've sucked our souls out of us. They've abominated us. They've degenerated us. And nothing's happened. Remember on my last video, I told y'all how because the world has a concept of reaping and sowing, of karma, you give what you get back. Because we as a melanated people have not seen the reaping from our oppressors, it messes our minds up and it gives us a mental block when it comes to dealing with the Most High Yahuwah. Funnily enough, they go through the same thing because they know in their hearts of hearts that you can't keep doing wickedness and think nothing's going to happen. They know that they should be punished. They know that there is something coming because they understand karma. They understand sowing and reaping. That's why, think about it. They enslaved us. They used us. They raped, robbed, murdered, all this stuff to us. And now they're scared of us. You should be. But then you ask them well, why do you hate black people in the first place? They can never give you a reason. They can't give you a reason. There has never been anything historically documented to say, well, as a whole, black people came up against the Europeans from the Caucasus Mountains and terrorized their life, which birthed a eternal hatred that causes now to what we see. No, there's no story like that because that didn't happen. Which is even more of a reason for them to be scared because they just been doing this shit. Excuse me. They've been doing this stuff and they've got no retribution. So they're afraid. They're scared. But instead of being honest and saying, we messed up, we know we got something coming, they want to push that off, and that fear turns into ego and pride, and it makes them even more angry. It's crazy. It's a sick cycle. Like, we're going to do some bad things that we know are wrong, and then we know we should get punished, but ain't no punishment came yet. But we don't want to admit that we need to be punished, so we're going to be mad, and we're going to go harder because we're going to be punished for what we're doing to you, but we're not going to stop. We're going to keep doing it, and we'll get madder and madder. It's foolishness.
Hey, check this out. I just read the whole thing with Karmelo Anthony and 𝒲𝒶𝓎-𝒯ℋ. Look, keep your hands to yourself. All right? I read it. Me personally, you put your hands on me, you try to move me out of my space, I'm taking off on you. I'm banking on you. You well within reach for me to push your hairline back and tighten up your sideburns with these suit bones. But not everyone operates under my same banner of old school tactics. I'll only pull out the poker or the oxtail, you feel me, if I feel like my life is in that situation where, all right, I might need to poke some people or dump on somebody to get the fuck up out. But if it's mano y mano, you put your hands on me, I'm taking off on you. But some people don't operate like that. You put your hands on some people, they'll pull out some and poke you. Come out with that ox, boom, $1.50, boom. Keep your hands to yourself. But what's disheartening is that everyone is running with this narrative suggesting that Karmelo should have, or he should have. Why is it always the brothers, the sisters, or the minorities that should take it upon themselves to remove themselves? How come said person can't keep their hands to themselves? Hate to tell you, Austin fucked around and found out. We're no longer playing with y'all. I've mentioned this several times in my video. Y'all gonna be gambling with your lives thinking that you have the authority to govern and police up people in public space on where they can be. Y'all got to get off that shit because you playing with your lives. This happens to be an example. It's very unfortunate because they're high schoolers. Why was this brother carrying a knife in the first place? Something going on to where he feels he needs to defend himself. What the fuck is really going on? Tell you this much, something has been going on long enough for him to be like, man, I need to roll to school with a poker. Oh, you guys aren't familiar with this shit. Yeah, talk to some of these kids in the inner city who really gotta go to school with a thumper. Especially in South Central, like in the 80s and the 90s. Motherfuckers had to roll with pistolas. Could you imagine being from a Crip neighborhood, but you getting bused to an all-blood school? It's hitting your neighborhood and the outcome is jarring. This white kid got killed by a black kid. White kid should have kept his hands to himself. I know it's gonna piss off a lot of people, but you have to look at it from other optics other than your own. Every time it's a black person, we should do something. We should leave. No, we're not complying no more. You put your hands on certain individuals, you can lose your life. This is the real world. And if it hurts your eyes, you've never used them before. It's a sad situation. Austin's dead, and this kid might have to do some football numbers. But you can't be walking around bullying people and then putting your hands on people and then having this self-absorbed ideology that can't nothing happen to you. Cause this what the fuck happens. Now everyone's all fucking broke. Oh, he's dead. You should have done what normal white people do. Snitch. Coach so-and-so, Miss so-and-so, fucking Karmelo's over here. He's not supposed to be here. Snitch. You take it upon yourself to put hands on people. You can either come from the shoulders, get poked, or in most extreme situations, get dumped on. Now you're remembered in the past tense. And that message is going to forever be with the family like, man, maybe Austin shouldn't have put his hands and or put this kid in a situation to feel some type of way. It's unfortunate, it's sad, but this is the new standard moving forward. Do you not see what's going on in this country? Doesn't look too cool for minorities. Y'all got this huge W. You still bitching about Joe Biden. This motherfucker is targeting minorities. And it's just a matter of time before it really start hitting close to home. Motherfuckers are scared out here. And a scared motherfucker will kill you. Why was this black boy scared? Y'all don't want to have that conversation. Because yet again, it forces you to confront some shit that y'all don't like talking about because it makes you feel uncomfortable. Such is life. I hate to have these conversations with you. But at some point, you're going to have to confront this issue of acting like you have the authority to put your hands on people and move people and govern people and police up people like you have the authority, because you don't. And Austin found out the worst way imaginable. Last thing he remembers is running down the bleachers. That's it. It's real. It's real out here. So, you guys enjoy your evening. It might just be self-defense. It might not. At this point, it really don't matter. What matters is this is what the fuck is happening. Be careful, be safe, keep your fucking hands to yourself. I've done a lot of drugs in my day. So my memory be off and on. But I can goddamn tell you this. My mama told me, keep your motherfucking hands to yourself. I think we had enough practice when we were going grocery shopping or to the mall. Keep your hands to your fucking self. Don't touch shit. Don't ask for shit. that's training to ensure that when you're out there in the real world, keep your hands to yourself. Guess y'all don't listen, which actually makes sense based on what the fuck is going on today. You didn't listen.
Hey, TikTok, I told you that when I came back, I would share some information with this platform. So at 4:30, I came on and I shared this. No other network has done this. You've seen it first right here with me. Breaking news. 𝒲𝒹ℋ. I broke it to the internet. Now, if you see it anywhere else, just know where they got it from. They got it from me. No other news network, no other TikToker, no other creator has this. So, I'm asking you now to share this video to everybody. I want this video on everybody FYP. You see, the more people that sees this, it creates support for Anthony. Because the narrative needs to be changed. I honestly think in my heart of hearts that those boys wouldn't be the boys they are if it wasn't for this clown. That's why I say Anthony needs to be released at his own recognizance, and this clown needs to take his fucking place. Don't like this video. Like it, repost it, and share it.
Hey, I'm gonna give y'all a little update on the Melo situation. Now that the kids that was actually at the track meet are coming out and speaking on it and letting y'all know that he was under his track team tent when both of the twin brothers approached him, and when they approached him, they grabbed him and they went to proceed to try to punch on him. So when he did what he did to protect himself and unalive one of them, how can y'all be mad at that and say that he wrong for not trying to fight back? Both of these boys are over 200 pounds and they both came with the intent to harm. They wasn't even supposed to be under that tent, you know what I'm saying? So therefore, I don't care how y'all feel, man. At the end of the day, justice needs to be served, Melo needs to be free, and lawsuits need to be put on Frisco and Collin County, because the only reason they doing that is because them twins are pushing a false narrative like he's a thug and he's a gangster and all this. That boy don't have no criminal record, ain't never been in trouble. He done helped save a life 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? He's a good academic student. He's a captain of a football team. So yeah, y'all gotta stop with all these lies, man. If y'all don't believe what I'm saying, just go type it in TikTok and see what the kids that are saying that was actually at that track meet.
I believe that in America, I always tell this, and I'm just gonna speak truth to power in this situation. It is crazy that America tells us to accept the self-defense claim of George Zimmerman, Kyle Rittenhouse, and so many other people. But when the shoe is on the other foot, that claim is absurd. And I just gotta call a spade a spade. No matter what my personal views of a case may be, it is quite contradicting for America to come back and say, oh, Kyle Rittenhouse can have it, George Zimmerman can have it. All of these individuals that don't look like the color of my skin can't have it. In the state of Texas, we live in a state where yet you can walk around with a permitless carry, you can walk around with a brass knuckles, you can walk around with a knife, you can walk around with all these things. AK-47 in the state of Texas. And then as soon as you see a black person exercise those rights, we now have a problem. And that's not me spitting hate or race or bigotry. That's the facts.
What
never stayed in your own lane and not crossed the line. Have you noticed people don't like you because you always in mess? Have you ever asked you your opinion? What made you think that I was the one? How don't you understand? Why can't you learn? You were way over there, but you made a wrong turn. There's one place that you can stay for free, that's in your own lane and far away from me.